Alright, what's going on guys? My name is Fierce, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Now I've always been interested in some of the mods in these Borderlands games, and I don't know how to do this myself, but I like to try out new things, so I decided to start this small little mini-series per se, where I'm just going to go over whatever mod interests me in specifically Borderlands 1, but maybe we'll do some other games, and then we're just going to test them out, see how I like them, and then show them off to you guys. Now we're starting off with a simple one, just some custom items and weapons. Now this guy, I don't know what his name is, but I'm going to read this as NYTIMZ Custom Items and Gear for Borderlands 1 Enhanced. If you're interested in checking out this mod and want to try it for yourself, it is only for PC because you need the Willowtree save editor, but I'll leave a link to both Willowtree and this mod down below. This mod has, of course, like I just said, custom weapons and items that includes shields, grenades, and class mods. So every Vault Hunter will get custom class mods. Anyway, with that being said, let's get to it. So we are here on the mod page. Now I don't know how this is pronounced, so I'm just going to call this TIMZ Custom Items for Borderlands Enhanced. Right, so we are here on the actual mod page. We can see that in the description it has whatever the mod is, pre-install, and then installing instructions. Now this is what I followed. This is really straightforward. It's not really all that confusing, but I'll go over it just in case. Now this is the overview of what we'll actually get, right? So we'll see all of the weapons, and then there are all of the class mods. Now like I mentioned, there's class mods for each character, so I'm only going to show off maybe like 2, but there's plenty of others for you to try. Now while you hit manual download, it's going to show up in your downloads folder. Now I already have this deal installed, but what you're going to do is you're going to extract it. Now I extract it to the same folder, and then now you have this. Now what you're going to do next is you're going to open your Steam files. Now to do that on your actual browser, you're going to go to your local disk, your program files 86, Steam, Steam apps, common. Then you're going to click on GOTY enhanced, go into Willow Game, and cooked PC. Now you're looking for this packages folder. You're going to take your TIMZ Custom Items folder and you're going to drag that to your actual packages folder. Now see, I already have this in here, so I get this little prompt, but you would not have that if this is your first time. Okay, and that's it. That's all you need for this. Now to actually get these weapons in your inventory, you're going to need the Willowtree save editor. Now while you have it opened up, you can go either to your weapons tab or your items tab to add whatever you want. Because I want to add a weapon, I'm going to go to my weapons tab, click import, then from files. Now at this point, you're going to need to relocate your Steam files. When you find it and go to your text weapons, you're going to see your list of the weapons that you have. Now let's say I want this heal crit, right? So I'm going to double click that and it's going to appear in my inventory. Now just a quick note, as you can see, it is not going to be max level. In fact, it's probably going to be like level 10. So it's important to check your inventory and to make sure that it's whatever level it's on to level 68 or 69 or whatever you want it to be. And while you do that, make sure that you save your changes. Now I've already imported all of these in my inventory, so whenever you're done, you're going to go to File and Save. And as you can see, we can see all of these weapons that are now in our inventory. Now these legendaries are mine, these are normal weapons, but all of these ones you see up here are new. Now because I'm using Roland, I'm using his comm that he got in this mod called the Horseshoe comm. Now what these class mods do is basically just give good bonuses and skill buffs to your best skills. Right, so for the Horseshoe comm, we get a 90% team fire rate bonus, and then some skills to Scattered Shot, Overload, and the Metal Storm. Now the interesting thing with these class mods is that they increase like your loot drops, right? So if you have the class mod with this on and then kill like a skag pile or something like that, you're going to get more ammo and money and even items dropping from those piles. Now I found out if you have this class mod on while you're fighting badasses, you're going to get more drops. I spent like 2 hours just going through these maps. It's like, I gotta figure out what this does. Now what I did is just pop on the class mod and try out all these different weapons and just running through these maps, seeing how much loot I got. I'm not going to go over every single weapon in this mod because I want you guys to figure it out for yourself, but I have tried all of these and these are some of my favorites. We have the Cairo shotgun, which is a S&S explosive shotgun that just has a huge mag into it. And this is a really powerful shotgun, and because of the gore in this game, you're just going to get body parts just splattered everywhere. Now another shotgun here, it's a Hyperion this time, and what you're going to notice is that there's going to be a lot of weapons with an insane critical hit bonus. This one has plus 400, so if you're aiming right for the crit and hit it, you're basically going to kill every single mob enemy. Now out of the 2 ARs that are there, I like both of them. Both the Malawan Jumong, which is a fire-only assault rifle, and then, I don't know how the hell this is pronounced, but it's called like the Niche. But both of these are insane weapons. Firstly, the Jumong for just being a really powerful Malawan AR, the first in this game, I guess. And the Niche is just fucking crazy, right? So you're gonna go up to an enemy, you're gonna shoot him, it's gonna do a hell of a lot of shock damage and visual effects. And then all of these healing orbs are just gonna sprout out from them and then just come straight towards you. It's pretty loud, it's pretty visually distracting, so I won't show it off too much. But this is one of those weapons where, you know, they just modded this one for fun. And then we're lastly finishing off at least my favorites with a grenade. Specifically just the grenades in this mod. Called the Hellfire grenades, there's one of each type, that being Longbow, Bouncing Betty, Rubberized, and Proxy Mine. Now the crazy thing about this grenade is that it just does a fuck ton of damage. You take your grenade, you look at that guy, you huck it at him, and he just dies. Okay, he dead. You take this thing, throw it in a group of enemies, it explode, they all die. They just die. And you can make some builds work with grenades anyway, or just using them in combat. This is just one of those overpowered suckers, man. What I like about these weapons is that they're just pretty unique and just fun to mess around with. Some of these could viably be in this game, and even though the majority of these are pearls, they do feel that they're at the appropriate rarity, right? And the class mods are really fun just to get around quicker because there's just a lot of running and so in some of these games, or in some of these maps if you want to farm some stuff. So just having the ability to just run really fast is useful. Now unfortunately, the only way to get these items in your inventory is through Willowtree, so there isn't any way for the actual game to drop these items. I'm sure there are mods that can, and I'm sure there's a way to maybe do it now, but as I'm using it now, there is no way. And then the one thing I didn't like is the one shield, the Da Vinci shield. Now, I think it would have been better to at least have multiple different shields, because what this one is a burst shield, which has a really quick shield recharge rate, and the health regen is pretty decent. But while I'm trying it in practice, it may be good for your typical gun build where you're just in cover whenever your shield is down, but I initially thought that this was going to be really good for like a close range build, right? So I have my melee Lilith and I have all my gear, but I switched out the fire burst shield to this Da Vinci shield. Now, about this shield is when it bursts, it does the 3 elemental types. It does fire, shock, and corrosive. What actually kills it is the insane recharge rate. So it's going to instantly recharge if you're not hit for like a second or two. And for a build like this where having your shield break and doing a Nova is actually pretty decent for this build that I'm doing, or just for burst shields, you kind of can't do that unless you're constantly like surrounded by enemies and they're always hitting you. Now, I'm not someone who uses modded weapons all too much, but I have taken a liking to the Horseshoe class mod, and even though I've used this before a couple years ago, I kind of missed it, and just having this in my inventory whenever I'm just running about doing whatever I gotta do on my free time, I'm totally cool with just having a mod like this that just kind of helps out the everyday deal. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this little modded Monday. If you guys are curious about this mod, go ahead and check it out in the description. And while you're down there, you could also see the download link for the Willowtree save editor. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, leave a comment if you have any thoughts. And if you really liked what you saw, make sure to subscribe for more awesome content. What was your favorite piece of gear in this mod? My favorite was probably the Cairo or even just the Hellfire grenades. Let me know yours down in the comments. Anyway guys, my name is Fierce, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. See ya.